Hey guys, Melanie here and welcome to my channel, Wifely DIYs. So, to go ahead and start, no, I'm not a wife yet, but I am soon to be. I got engaged May the 20th and I decided to create this YouTube video with the courage of my fiance. I love him so much. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started. Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this tip that I wish I knew when I first started out planning my wedding, and that is to get a email address just for all of your wedding venues. Now, the reason why I say this is because you're going to get a lot of contracts from different vendors, and you're going to want to keep them separate from your everyday email, And so I actually learned this in like the middle of last month, and I wish I did it to start out with because I already have some venues on my old account that I've had to send to my new one, and it's just been really confusing because I've never really had to figure out an email until now. I know it's sad. I just usually use the one that's on my phone and just do that. But now that I have to send stuff to myself, it gets a little confusing sometimes, but that's why I suggest go ahead. The first thing that you do is make your own wedding email. For our the email name, the address, I put our hashtag as the name, and I just think it's really cute. I don't know. I was just like, oh my gosh, look at me being thoughtful. But anyways, the second tip that I have is to plan your wedding date. You got to know when you're going to have this event because everyone and your mother is going to be asking when the wedding is. So go ahead, start talking about that for you with your fiance. And like I mentioned in the beginning, I got engaged May the 20th. He proposed to me on Clearwater Beach, Florida, at Clearwater Beach, Florida. And I was so unexpected, and I kind of had a feeling, but I wasn't 100%. I didn't know when. And so it was a surprise. It was a really nice surprise. But yeah, so after you figure out your date, you want to go ahead and decide where you want to decide on your budget. Now, your budget is going to be how much you can afford for your vendors and all of the, how big you want your wedding and things like that. So we sat down before we even started planning and figured out how we were going to pay for it, since we do know that it's going to be solely us responsible for all of the payments that need to be made. And I'm honestly really excited to pay for our own wedding, just because it gives us a sense of, look, we can save all this money and we can do it ourselves. We're grown adults, and it just really excites me. So yeah. So when you figure out your budget, the next tip is to go ahead and find where you want to hold your wedding. Before deciding, we toured 3 different places that was around our area, and we sat down and we was like, all right, which one do we want? And honestly, the last one was a no-brainer. It was the cheapest, and it was still stunning, and I am so excited to have our wedding there. I cannot wait until you guys see the picture. I can't wait for my big day. I'm just really excited. And yeah, I'm just really excited for my wedding and to have it there. So tips for finding your wedding vendors. I downloaded this app called Wedding Wire. I absolutely love it. There's also an app called The Knot. Personally, I really didn't like The Knot. I thought it wasn't as convenient as the Wedding Wire. The Wedding Wire was more catered towards my sense of preference, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know. I just prefer the wedding wire over the knot. It's not a big deal, you know. It's basically the same thing. So yeah, I found actually both of my vendors on the wedding wire app, and then the other one, the last one that we seen was on Facebook. I just asked my Facebook friends. I was like, hey, wondering where I could find a wedding venue that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and I got some good tips. And excuse me, one of my good friends, she was like, hey, check out this place. And so we checked it out, we fell in love, and the rest is history. But no, yeah, so we found our wedding venue from Facebook. We found our photographer through Facebook, and that's one thing, that's a really good tip that I didn't know. I kind of just found it out myself, and I haven't really heard people talk about finding their venues through Facebook. And what I did was type a photographer near me on the wedding search bar, and it popped up, and I found a lot of good people. There was this one person in particular that had the best pricing, and I'm really excited to work with him. He's actually an upcoming photographer, and so normally if you do find those upcoming photographers, they will price their pricing a lot cheaper, like on a discounted rate. And so that's what he did, and we paid less than $400, and I'm just really excited to work with him. He seemed super excited for the job, and he just kept on thanking. He was like, thank you for this opportunity. And I'm just like, hey, people gotta start somewhere, so it might as well just be at my wedding. But the next thing I suggest is go ahead and get you a notebook. I have been using this notebook here I got at Burke's Outlet, and what I did was write down the budget amount that I plan on spending, like things that I know for certain. And the next thing that I suggest is go ahead, when you find your venue and you know where you're getting married and you know what everything's going to look like, go ahead and do some Pinterest research. Research your little heart out. Pinterest, Etsy, Amazon, and honestly Walmart is the main places I have been searching. And some Facebook pages, I kind of like go on there, but I really never find anything, or I haven't found anything. But I still like to look just in case if there's like those little hidden gems that you found on there sometimes. But so for the most part, our colors are mint, coral, sage, citrus, and primrose yellow. I like to call it a sherbet colored scheme. And then for the bridesmaids, I have different sections for each of the different categories in my notebook. So the first section is the bridesmaids. I have their dress and how much it cost, and then I'm making the bouquets and the boutonnieres for the groomsmen. So I have all of the flowers that I will need for each one and everything that I will need to make these bouquets. I have written down as well. And I also have the flower girl dress because I will be purchasing that. I'm starting to get a little sick, and I was just talking about how I never get sick. So here we are. And then for the groomsmen, I have their suits on here, the boutonnieres, and Leroy, my dog's outfit. He will be the ring bearer, and I'm super excited to have him in our wedding. And then the ceremony, I have literally everything that will be included in our ceremony. So the archway that you walk into, like that will be behind us. I have that where I'll be getting it. And then I have the white curtains for the arch, and then lanterns, vines, rose petals, literally every little detail of the ceremony I have written down. And if I'm going to DIY something, I have everything, all the supplies that I need for that DIY. And then at the bottom, I have the total of how much everything is all together. So I have an estimate of what I'm going to be spending on just that piece of my wedding. And then I have the reception. The first section that I have is the tables. So I have everything that's going to be on the tables, like the wood slices. Large stand easels are also in this category, just because there is going to be a lot of signs that I'll need easels for. And then I have all the flowers and vines. It's going to be greenery and color, and I'm so excited. It's going to look beautiful. White tablecloths, everything. And then I have the dessert table and how much all the desserts are going to be. I'm still on the hunt for a wedding cake. That's another place. I have been looking at wedding cakes through Facebook. So I've just typed in bakeries near me, and then I've just been going through and finding people that are really close to me and that make wedding cakes. And I've actually found a couple that I have my eye on, and also for some other decorations, or other desserts. So then I have the dessert table decor, and I have the total for that. And then I have the sign-in. There's going to be this huge there's just going to be a section for the sign-in. I really want people to take the time to sign their name and stuff. So I have all the cost of that. And then I also have my photographer. I wrote him down in this book, and how much everything's going to be, questions that I have to ask him throughout the day, or throughout our planning. And I also written down that I have to meet with him 3 weeks prior to our wedding, so we can go over the shot list and just make sure that he has everything that he needs and that he feels comfortable, because I know that this is his first wedding that he's going to be shooting. So I want him to be super comfortable and excited and know exactly what we want. Like, I'm giving him exactly what I expect out of him. So hopefully, I know he's going to do great, but I just want him to not be stressed. Even though 3 weeks prior to the wedding, I'm probably going to be bridezilla, but let's just pretend that we're not, okay? Okay, so the last thing that I have planned out is the day of coordinator. Some wedding venues actually require that you have a day of coordinator, and at first I was just like, I don't need a wedding coordinator. Like, I can coordinate everything myself. Like, I don't need you. But the more videos that I was watching on wedding coordinators and reasons why you should and shouldn't get wedding coordinators, it made me to believe that I need one. And I found this awesome deal that I'm like, literally, I tell everyone about. So I found the day of coordinator, and she's also a DJ. So she brings all of the music, the mics for the toast, dance lighting, announcements, and sound system, all for $300. And she's a wedding coordinator. Like, could it get any better than that? I don't think so at all. And I'm just super excited to work with her. She's super sweet, super kind. Yeah, so honestly, I would get a day of coordinator because this is my wedding, and I don't want to be running around freaking out, because I know how I am already, and I know that I want everything perfect, like absolutely perfect. And so I just don't want anyone coming to me with problems. Like, this is my wedding day. Like, I'm not supposed to be stressed, and I don't want to be stressed, and I don't want to ask my family members to be like the coordinator or any friends, because I want them to come in and enjoy my wedding with us like we invited them to do. And I don't want to give like my mom or like any of my family members like something to do. Like, I just want them to enjoy and cherish these memories like I'm gonna cherish them forever too. So yeah, that's just really important to me. Like, I don't want any of my family like doing anything but coming as a guest. That is it. But of course they're gonna like help me decorate and stuff and help out for the wedding. I just don't want them, I want them to be present at the wedding, if you know what I'm saying. So another tip, and the last tip, I know this is probably going to be so long, and I'm so sorry, and if you made it this far, congratulations. Okay, so the last thing that I want to show you guys is my wedding binder. Now, I absolutely love this binder. I looked at a lot of wedding binders, and I wasn't really impressed, honestly. Like, they didn't have everything that I needed. Like, I'm a very organized person, and so like I like everything my way or no way, you know. And so I just decided to go ahead and make my own. And when you open it up, it has a little pocket here for receipts. I have dividers here. I went a little sticker crazy on this. And then when you first open it up, it's the financial, because that is the most important. And so I have it first. And the only time I write in this is when I know something for absolute, like 100% certain that it's going to be in our wedding, because all of this is literally going to be like the exact number that we spend on our wedding. And I want to be able to pull it out when I have a daughter and she is planning her wedding. I'm just like, all right, so this is what I did, and like, here's a cheat sheet. Honestly, like, I wish I had something. Like, I would love to see like my mom's wedding binder, but she like had planned hers in like 2 months, I think, or something crazy like that. But yeah, and then it just has tons of pages, inspiration. I still gotta fill a lot of this out. Like, this is not done whatsoever. I will be making a DIY binder, wedding binder, so be on the lookout for that. It probably won't be, I'll probably make a couple videos before I make this one, just so I can fill it up a little more. But then I have another binder, the wedding planner that I booked and how I found her and her website, and then my wedding order log. It's so freaking full, like, already. And I have it like organized by, of course, let's see, all of the flowers that I need, the ceremony, reception, the cake table, everything, like, and it's all color coded. So like, I don't know if you can see this, but you can see it's like all color coordinated. This is my last paper. No, there's one more. And it's just along with all the blue, which that is my dessert table, is my longest color so far. And then I'm just kind of on my wedding planning timeline. As you can see, sherbet colors is my color scheme. And then at the end of it, I have this little pouch here. Super cute. I don't know if you can see it, but I just put my pens in this, and then I have my book that I stick in here. And every time I go somewhere that's going to involve the wedding, I will bring this with me. And actually, comment down below if you want me to go into deep detail about all of my notebooks and what I have in them, and tips and tricks and things that I didn't talk about today. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up because it is probably long. And so yeah, thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I will be making a wedding series, so anything that's wedding related, please comment down below. So thank you for watching, and bye.